Alright, so we have our shares functionality. We can go ahead and add them to the form, but what we want to do is we want to make it so that you have to be logged in to be able to create a share. Alright, so that means that we need a register. Okay, we need to be able users to register. If I click this now, it goes to the correct place, users register, but the method doesn't exist. Okay, so let's start at the top here and go to our users controller, and we're going to create a new method. Okay, this is going to be protected function register. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing. We're going to assign the view model. We'll say new user model. Alright, and then we just want to return our view. So this, actually it should be lowercase, return view, and then we just want to pass in our view model, and then register, and specify true because we want the main layout template. Alright, so let's save that and let's see what happens now. Okay, so call to undefined method user model register. So now we need to go to our user model, and let's see what we want to do here. We don't even need an index, so I'm going to replace that with register. Okay, and actually I'm just going to keep that at return for now, just so we can get rid of this message. Okay, so now it should be loading our view for a register.php. Okay, so for this, let's go ahead. I'm going to copy the form that we have on the add share form. Okay, so this whole thing. Alright, and then we're going to paste that inside of register. And let's change this to register user. Okay, post, we can actually leave that the same, the action. This is going to be the user's name. Okay, so we're going to change the name to name. Then we'll have an email. Okay, name is going to be changed to email, and then this is going to be changed to an input. Input with a type of text. Okay, and then we can get rid of this. That's the input, and then we're going to need a password. Okay, type is going to be password. Okay, and then down here, we don't want this cancel button. We can get rid of that, but the submit can stay the same. Alright, so let's save that and reload. Okay, so now we have a registration form. What we want to do is go back to our user model, and in our register here, we're going to do what we did with the share. Where is it? This right here. So actually, you know what I'm going to do is just copy this whole thing, because it's very similar. Okay, now before we go any further with this, I just want to test to make sure that this is going to run when we submit. So let's do a die function, and we'll just say submitted. Okay, so go back to register and just submit, and we get submitted. Alright, so we can get rid of that, and then what we want to do is change. Actually, first thing we want to do is we want the password to be encrypted, because you don't want to put just plain text passwords in your database. That's a horrible, horrible idea. Alright, and the method we're going to use is the MD5 method, which will encrypt it, but it's not the best way to do it. You're probably better off with SHA-1 or some other advanced, but for this, we're just going to do this to make it easy on ourselves. So we're going to create a variable called password and set it to MD5, which is a function that will encrypt it, and then we want to pass in post password. Okay, so then this is now the encrypted password. So let's go down here. We're going to say insert into users, and we want to pass in a name, email, and what else? Password. Okay, we can get this out of here. And then for the values, same thing. Get rid of that. This will be name. Okay, so now we need to bind the data. So this will be name again. Email. Okay, and then we'll have password. Okay, now it's not going to be the post because we want the encrypted version, which is now in a variable called password. Alright, and then we can get rid of that. Execute, that's fine. And then after they register, we're going to want them to go to the login page. So we'll say users/login. Alright, so let's go ahead and save that, and let's see if it works. Oops. I'm going to go to register. Okay, so let's put in a name and an email. I'll just say brad@gmail. Okay, there's no usernames. We're going to use emails to log in. Password and submit. Okay, so that took us to login, which doesn't exist yet, so this is fine. But let's check out the database. Okay, if we go to users, we now have Brad, email. You can see now the password is encrypted, and register date. Alright, so that's working perfectly. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll create our login form, and we'll be able to log in. And then after that, we're going to use sessions so that we can actually let the application know when we're logged in or not. And also we'll set some session data such as the ID, the email, things like that. Alright, so I will see you in the next video.